Indigenous people of Biafra criticized the Igbo Must Go campaign in Nigeria's southwest and called for a referendum for the Igbo to exist in Nigeria. IPOB accused high-ranking officials in the Lagos and federal government of sponsoring the campaign and urged caution against Southerners. Igbo Emmanuel Powerful dismissed the Lagos State's governor's condemnation of the campaign as hypocritical, asserting that Ndibo would not succumb to the threat and are prepared to leave Nigeria via a referendum. Nevertheless, Ndibo are not a pepperbed. We have seen it all in Nigeria and we are prepared for any opportunity to exit Nigeria at any time. But it will be more appropriate for us to be allowed to exit Nigeria peacefully and democratically in order to maintain good neighboring relationships. However, if Ndibo is forced to exit Nigeria violently, there's a possibility that we will all remain hostile neighbors for the foreseeable future. The Yoruba tribes, bigots and their sponsors must understand that Ndibo is not moved by threat. We have made up our minds to exit Nigeria, so there is no bias for the threat of violence or genocide agenda. Target Ndibo must go. Their protest instead of threatening to unconstitutionally and violently force Ndibo out of the Yoruba region, they should tell President Tinubu, their brother, to release Nnamdi Kanu and to organize a referendum for Ndibo to decide between Biafra and Nigeria. We will gladly vote and leave Nigeria and the Yoruba region in peace. We are demanding this so they can have peace after we have gone. Ndibo is more enthusiastic about existing Nigeria than it was in 1960. The ongoing End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria was organized by Yoruba and Fulani to lure Ndibo into destruction, but Ndibo has learned their lesson, though Ndibo declined to participate in the ongoing protest. Yet they are being attacked and accused of being behind the protest. One can imagine what would have become of Ndibo in the northern and western region if they had taken part in the ongoing protest. Ndibo had also been a victim of every protest in Nigeria. Though Ndibo is facing the same economic hardship that Tinubu's government has imposed on Nigerians, however, to avoid being targeted as always and decided to shun the protest, the scenarios that led to the genocidal war against Biafra in 1967-1970 is reigning its ugly head. Ndibo is not only facing essentially threats from the western region but also from the northern region. We are calling Ndibo in the north and the west to think home as fast as possible. No amount of threats will make IPOB retreat from our divine mandate of restoring Biafra. We are calling on the attention of the international community to essentially threat against Igbo in Nigeria. The Human Rights Organization, United States, European Union, African Union, all lovers of freedom should understand that Biafrans are endangered species in the conception called Nigeria. The ethnic profiling and hatred against Ndibo are gearing in the area of security, politics, and economics in Nigeria. It's the silencing the quest for Biafra referendum is indirectly supporting genocide against Ndibo and Biafrans. Just like our forebears and our heroes defend the Biafran people and land, the present generation of Biafrans have decided to remove our territory from Nigeria and defend the genocidal war spearheaded by Britain in 1967. The generation of Biafran is determined to defend ourselves from those who want to annihilate us. We are not interested in the call for the arrest of Igbo Must Go criminal elements because we know what happened will not happen to them. We are just a dog of the big masquerade in Yoruba land led by the Senate and federal government. We advise them to channel their energy in convincing President Tinubu to please release Nnamdi Kanu and schedule a date for Biafra referendum. Threatening Ndibo to leave Yoruba land is a sign of weakness and cowardice. Ndibo are ready to exit Yoruba land and Nigeria just like yesterday. All right, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has actually come to condemn this, that Ndibo must go, because in the southwest of Nigeria, they have taken it to Twitter to protest that Ndibo must actually leave. But they are saying that they are not interested about what the Lagos State governor has come to say, that what they are interested is for them to actually yield to this referendum, and they are ready to leave Nigeria. And of course, you have seen it online on social media platforms that Ndibo should leave Nigeria, should leave Lagos State. And so far, it has been a problem. But they are extending it to also northern parts. It's not just from the southwest, it's also from the north that are threatening them. And they don't want to hear anything again, they just want to leave. And it's a man God's power, of course, that's their leader that is actually saying all of this. So what is your take?
You know that a country like ours, where we have diverse social-cultural groups and interest groups, some of these things are bound to happen. Some persons in the western part of the country are feeling like the Igbos, with their domineering instinct, have come to dominate and doing business, dominating their areas and ensuring that they themselves get little or nothing. And as a result, they want Igbos to leave, especially in the northern part. But all of these calls should not be supported by well-meaning Nigerians, because in this country, I feel that we all need each other to survive. But for the Igbos in some part of this country, some business will not be thriving. If they leave that business for some indigenes, can they do it and do it very well? So why come out to, on Twitter and stating that at later part of this month you would, be on the street protesting that Igbos should leave Lagos? What would be your benefits? Do you mean there are no Yoruba person in the East doing business? And all of such. What about those that are serving there, serving the country in the East, the Westerners that are serving the country? Are you trying to drum or beat another drum of war in this country?
So, exactly. Don't you think that this is actually going to bring another phase of war? Because if Igbos leave Lagos State,
yes,
the Southeast, there's every tendency that they will also want them over here to go back to their land.
It will sincerely be an eye for an eye. You've chased us out of your own place. So what are your people doing over here? Especially those of them that may be in the East there and doing very well. Simply what we were just, if we support this kind of emotion, what we are just doing is to beat the drum of war again and start putting this country under unnecessary tension. Because what it will just lead to is those, everybody go back to your region and see what you can make out of yourself over there. And that wouldn't be so peaceful, because some persons have, been in diverse places, earning a living or making a living out of that place throughout their life. Some persons have not, they are Yoruba people, but they have not even, left the East where they are to their village. Some Igbo people are over there in Yoruba land, and they don't even know the way back to, their village. Likewise, the Hausas and several other tribes in Nigeria. People have learned to adapt and dwell where they felt, they have been able to flourish. So if you start, everybody go back to your region, go back to your state, go back to your community, in fact, that would be so bad.
But now that the governor has actually come out to condemn, like I said, but they are saying that the condemnation of their campaign is hypocritical. What do you think about that?
The issue there is that, the governor, like he should always do, must come out to condemn things like this. Like I said, every well-meaning Nigerian should come out to condemn this. But to them saying that, for them saying that it's hypocritical, it's because they feel that, the government is just condemning it in the open, and you know, behind they are the ones, like you properly read, they see these people as, you know, the attack dogs of some of those politicians that cannot actually come out in the open and make this statement. You remember just about some few years ago, when the just concluded election was, you know, at the climax, you know, of his campaign, where, you know, some persons were like, you know, Lagos State was, you know, actually won by the Labour Party itself. And this, you know, was springing up the debate that because of the dominant, you know, nature of the Igbos in the East, that was why that was possible. And this is what, you know, so many politicians came up to, you know, start drumming for the Igbos to leave the West. Why? In fact, they are beginning to dominate. They want to dominate the politics of the West. They have dominated the market, you know, and all of such. So, you know, all of these are just hate speeches. And like the IPOB leader or the spokesperson, Ima Powerful, has said, he's seen it as hypocritical because he feels that this is what most politicians in the eastern part of the country want. They actually want Igbos to leave the land for them, and he is demanding for a referendum.
So, do you see see positivity of them living there?
I don't think. I think this is just one of those things that will just come and go. You know, sometimes in this country we need, or we make ourselves unnecessarily distracted. You know, I feel this is one of those distractions that will just fade away in a few weeks or few months to come. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Confidence to Adon. This is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this short break.